the Ellen situation.
Yeah.
You know, people found out that Ellen was mean, and all these people came out and said, Ellen's actually a bitch. And they were, whoa,
Yeah.
can't believe it. And she lost everything. She fell apart, disappeared, because people found out that this character that she was portraying in a half an hour on a television show is not really who she was. My buddy Greg, who was one of her writers, was like, she's a piece of shit. And he was like, she's a fucking...
Unexpectedly, Ellen DeGeneres is the next casualty of Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly's collaboration in a way that has never been witnessed before. The story behind the charming smiles and dance moves is far from flawless. From shocking revelations to awkward giggles, they're sharing more about one of America's most beloved daytime idols. This is not your normal scandal involving a celebrity. It's truthful, unpredictable, and will make you reconsider everything you've assumed about Ellen. Hold on. The tea is hot, the drama is real, and the entertainment is great. Have you ever thought someone's appearance was a little too perfect? That's
a beautiful name, Isis.
Ellen's rough. That's
Ellen
a
is
rough
like
one.
an old...
But it's a rough one now.
It's a rough one now because she was running Abu Ghraib in the back of her show.
It led to article after article of people being like, Ellen's a bitch. Ellen is a nasty person.
Ellen DeGeneres, the kindness queen of daytime TV, who is well known for her pleasant vibes, smiles, and dancing abilities. For many years, she was America's sweetheart. But now, Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly are disclosing more. They're asking bold questions without hesitation to identify the real meaning behind the smile. And what they discover might totally change your assumptions. Joe Rogan, the giant of straightforward podcasting, and Megyn Kelly, the biting journalist who can cut through spin, have teamed together for one of the most unexpected media spectacles in recent memory. Their goal was to challenge Ellen DeGeneres.
Weird when you see, like, a lot of people saying that someone who seems so nice is not nice at all.
She doesn't seem nice, but that people have a very poor judge of character. She doesn't seem nice. It seems forced. People that are like that all the time, she doesn't seem nice. It's very forced. And whatever, you're allowed to be a bitch, right? You're allowed to be nasty to people. You're accomplished. You're a comedian. You did the whole thing. What you're not allowed to do is have a Guantanamo Bay situation in the backstage of your show where everybody's walking around afraid for their life, and it's like Abu Ghraib where they're hooked up to wires and they have like
DeGeneres painstakingly maintained image. What began as curiosity turned into a maelstrom of embarrassing events, shocking stories, and challenging facts. If you thought Ellen's brand was untouchable, you should think again. After Rogan and Kelly start working, nothing stays perfect for very long. The cultural X-ray machine of podcasting, Joe Rogan, who has a knack for shattering well-polished imagery, recently took notice of Ellen DeGeneres. There's more to the story, as you can see as he starts to have doubts about the Queen of Kindness. Because of his innate skepticism, Rogan is able to recognize when the public image and the behind-the-scenes rumors diverge. And
Question for you on this. This is perfect for you. Because I'm seeing this week that there is an attempted comeback by somebody who did not cross one of those fateful lines of the misstepping on their sacred cows of gender or race or sexuality.
Yeah.
But she was said to be a nasty biatch, and that's Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
So her show got canceled after she had this testy exchange with Dakota Johnson, where something happened where Dakota said, I had this birthday party, and Ellen said, well, why didn't you invite me? You didn't invite me. And she said, no, I did invite you, Ellen. That's not what happened. And Ellen had blown her off and then tried to play the victim on the set with her. Anyway, it led to article after article of people being like, Ellen's a bitch. Ellen is a nasty person.
when his gut tells him something is off, things start to get interesting. Joe Rogan's attack on Ellen was more than just a publicity stunt. Beneath her be kind facade, he found stories of stress, worry, and a workplace that didn't suit the brand's happy image. Ellen became a symbol of how
Staffers started to come out, not for nothing, but I know a guy, I know him very well, whose sister worked for her, who said, you were not allowed to make eye contact with Ellen in the halls of that show. If you saw her, this is not a nice person. So she eventually got canceled, but now she's coming back. She's got a Netflix special. That's the right response.
Yeah.
She's got a Netflix special. And here's the capper. On the promo, and apparently there's now articles out about from people who have seen the preview, she plays the victim.
Celebrity charity can be used as a marketing ploy for Rogan. When reality isn't reflected in the picture, the truth hits hard, and Rogan wasn't holding back. Was there any controversy surrounding Joe Rogan's in-depth analysis? And that was just the beginning. Megyn Kelly enters, cuts through the bullshit, and gets right to the heart of Ellen's operation. As Rogan questioned the image, Kelly investigated the operations.
Progress with the strike?
They're picketing right now, so I think it's the early stages. I would think it might take a little bit with this one.
When someone crosses the writer strike, that's some dirty shit. They cross the picket line.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody doing that yet.
I think Ellen did. I had a buddy of mine who was writing on Ellen. Everybody kind of knows now what she's really all about. And that's another one of those. Like, press. I'm so nice and I'm so sweet. Being behind the scenes.
Including lawsuits, employee complaints, and the high-pressure work environment that was occurring behind the scenes. She exposed the sharp contrast between Ellen's be kind persona and the alleged burnout environment backstage. Kindness was the slogan rather than the reality, and the end effect was a warning story rather than a feel-good empire. Megyn Kelly chastised the media for both supporting and undermining Ellen's brand.
And she says, for me, and she actually has the nerve to say that she was run out of Hollywood. This person
with she with $100 million in her pocket.
$450 million, according to Forbes. That's a low estimate.
Yeah.
Because so now she's out there saying, I was run out of Hollywood. She's actually reportedly complaining about how hard it is for women in America with the double standards.
Look at Oprah, how hard it is for her.
Oh, she's got, like 10 houses, Ellen DeGeneres?
Michelle Obama, look how hard it is for women in America. They're hurting.
They're going to let her back in, Rob, because she's a lesbian, she's a leftist, and she didn't hit one of their sacred cows.
And instead of exposing scandal for clicks, she revealed the terrible reality beneath the well-preserved facade, illustrating how Ellen's problems were often covered by the mainstream media. They provided a powerful condemnation of the culture around celebrities, especially when combined with...
Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? The similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Really?
Just look at the temple and then look at the...
Let me see Ellen's background.
Joe Rogan's straightforward delivery. As a reminder that the compassion we admire often hides a more complex, human side that runs against to our ideas of stardom and the narratives we believe, they collectively expose the gap between performance and reality. Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly expose the flaws in Ellen's be kind persona. Their direct approach revealed the truths, without any drama, that lay below the carefully maintained facade. No slogan can hide.
Rob, because she's a lesbian, she's a leftist, and she didn't hit one of their sacred cows. Nastiness, that's their bread and butter.
Well, I think everyone... I will say, like, the resentment, I think everyone should have a chance for reconciliation. I don't think Jesus exempted anybody. And so I do, while it does, because I have been allowed back in, but I don't hold any grievance and resentment. It's very important. And I would just say for Ellen, the resentment, you have to get over resentment to whatever addiction or addictive quality.
Hide the truth, as Ellen's immaculate image is abruptly put into doubt. Sometimes the most painful reality is the one that is quiet. Beyond mere celebrity gossip, there is more to the Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly partnership that revealed Ellen DeGeneres. Two media heavyweights are shattering the usual echo chamber. Ryan's cynical, uncensored inquiry and Kelly's insightful investigative journalism. Together, they uncover the truth behind Ellen's carefully maintained facade by fusing cultural critique with actual evidence.
Paddock. And do not ask me for sources. But Stephen Paddock.
Who's that?
He was the guy that shot up the Vegas concert. That was a very tragic thing. Listen to this. The only guy that saw Stephen Paddock alive, his name is Jesus Campos. He was a guard at Mandalay Bay. He got interviewed nowhere else. You know where he got interviewed in the beginning? Ellen.
Really?
Weird. And then they went on, if you could find that clip, they went on with a weird like diagram of how it happened, and Ellen's like showing the people how it happened. Not like an emotional, like how are you feeling, how are you holding up? It was a weird diagram of like, and then he went to the left and to the right. It was very strange to, look, what the hell's going on? This is a date.
This is more than simply a story. It's a wake-up call about how we see celebrity culture. The fundamental idea of celebrity devotion is being upended by the fame of Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly. Fans are now unhappy with polished PR and want authenticity, flaws and all. This is a societal movement that seeks authenticity above and beyond flashy images, and it extends beyond Ellen. Instead of getting involved in drama or Twitter feuds, their insightful narrative and analysis make us reevaluate how we worship celebrities and consume entertainment. It's a more meaningful and important wake-up call in a society full of filthy
that should tell you
uniform.
something.
Yeah.
Like, that's an odd look with all those buttons. Like, why do you have so many wrist buttons?
It was given to her in Langley.
The only reason why you have that many wrist buttons if you're looking to clothesline somebody.
Yeah, look at her. Look at her. Everyone says she looks so friendly. She looks friendly.
Yeah, she does look very military.
Yeah, she's a militant woman.
With a very expensive watch.
She dealt with a lot of discrimination, which it came out. It was very sad, but then she joined the CIA.
Her house got broken into while she was at home.
Really?
Yeah. She got a dope place in Montecito.
And so, and they broke in while she was there.
Yeah.
And those people are still being tortured to this day.
Probably.
They're still in an underground jail.
filters and spin. By highlighting differences with nuance and intelligence instead of resorting to corny theatrics, Rogan and Kelly made the conversation insightful and engaging. Because of their vigilance, followers may demand authenticity over contrived photos, which could revolutionize celebrity culture. Ellen's kindness, empire appears to be doomed since customers
On earth to be feeling sorry for herself, Ellen DeGeneres should not be on the list.
She should at least, but make a real apology and do it.
There's no apology. It's just woe is me. I was run out of Hollywood as she speaks from this grandiose stage on Netflix. Hello, you haven't been canceled if you are doing a Netflix special. She got $20 million for the one before this.
prefer authenticity over costumes. This is not just about Ellen. It's a cultural movement that calls for something far more real and satisfying to take the place of the flawless perfection of famous people. In a culture obsessed with appearances, truth comes to light, especially when voices like Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly speak up. If Ellen's legacy suffers, maybe the true tale of the fairy tale will be revealed. The next time you see someone preaching kindness on stage, consider what's behind the smile. Sometimes it takes brave voices to show that sincerity matters more than perfect performances.